10xing, different things that I had going on, and I feel like I have no time. It's kind of weird, but anyway. So yeah, hopefully you guys are keeping busy and expanding and not contracting during these challenging times. So, but yeah, so I'm really excited to introduce Mr. Jeff, tonight's speaker. And I know a little bit about Jeff. I've seen a lot of like his YouTube videos. I thought it was pretty cool. He did one about the stock market, some really good information in there. So I know he's great content on the YouTube. So props to you, man. Love the page. So I guess what we're gonna do like a Q&A, right, Peter, for this one tonight?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Let's
All
try
right,
like
so let's
this
rock
one.
and roll. So basically, I think what a lot of people want to know, because and the point of this, guys, is it's not about, I've said it time and time again, it's not like a broken record. It's not about me, it's not about Peter. We're just facilitating this platform. We want to give all you guys a voice. So again, to get out of obscurity, you got to kind of get out of your comfort zone and do things like this. Personally, I could tell you, for me, this has been great practice. By nature, I'm kind of like a shy guy. I've done training and things of this nature, or more training things before, but it's kind of going over like boring stuff, policy and procedure, reading off PowerPoints. It's good practice. So if you guys ever want to get on different stages, a bigger stage, a live stage, I think this is fantastic practice for all of you. So again, I invite you guys, get out of obscurity. If you guys want to do a Zoom call with us, that's where we're kind of like, we're not trying to be mean or be the police or whatever, but that's where we're kind of like, hey, when you guys do your Zoom calls, when we do our Zoom calls, like we do ours every Sunday at 8 p.m. for those of you joining us for the first time. And we kind of want to have that time there, just for not us, but for the group as a whole, so that all you guys have a bigger audience to kind of speak to show something to, provide valuable information, basically, and get your name out there, like tie everything into what you do, your business, and kind of give everybody that opportunity and that platform, that stage, to be able to kind of do their thing and get out of obscurity, I guess you could say. So anyway, so just kind of wanted to touch up on that, because I know there's been a lot of activity in the chat there, and thank you guys again for your time being out here today at 8 p.m. On a Sunday night. We could be on the Netflix and doing other things, so I appreciate all you guys. So yeah, so without further ado, let's start off with the Q&A. So Jeff, I do have a couple questions here. So I saw your YouTube. Awesome stuff, great editing. I love the page, and like I was mentioning. So just to kind of like, what do you do exactly? Like, I know you do, one of the things that you do is coaching. Like, what are the different things that you're involved in right now?
Yeah, so pretty much with any success, and thank you, Tony. And I want to say hi to everybody, because I know Tony, Peter, David, Susie. I know Susie, Sebastian, Enrique. Oh, there's Eden. Crazy Jer. Oh, he's awesome. Troy. He's like one of the veterans of the WhatsApp group. We got Eugenia, Angela, Tanya, Barbara. Wow, there's actually a lot more in here. And of course, Tony. So yeah, basically, really where it's been to, and with anything, I kind of pivoted down to coaching. So I've always done coaching for the longest time. Always trying to help people out, make more money. I used to say people surround around me made more money. And then people would always be like, "Whoa, Joey, Jeff, thanks because of you and everything." It was because of Grant Cardone and the knowledge we have in it. I'd be able to do it. So kind of niched down and felt like where we're at the time, 6.6 million people out of jobs. If I can inspire one entrepreneur, like I didn't know I was born to be an entrepreneur, but to then produce a company, then start more jobs and hire more people, then
You
like
stick
that's
in that there
the best
for?
thing I can do. You
Right,
know?
you think you stick in there?
What's up,
Huh?
Troy? What do you say?
I think somebody's not muted. Sorry, guys. Hold on. All right, we're good. All right, go for it, man. Sorry.
No. So that's why it's kind of all going to coaching. I've done a lot of different things to make money online, whether it was affiliate marketing, my software business. I had a previous one. I have one that I'm trying to launch now. That's a whole drama in itself. It's not as easy as you'd say, but that's kind of more of an investor in that project. I own a 4-unit real estate, so I have a lot of different sources of income and done a lot. And now my whole goal is, I know being an entrepreneur, I bought a bunch of courses and I struggled to take the leap. So I just want people who bought a lot of courses or wherever they're at and they just don't know, I can kind of just help them and guide them to take this action to make this money right now. Because right now is when we need money. You know what I mean? And there's not actually a shortage of money right now. It's inflation, it will be going up. And it's going to be hyperinflation. So if I can get people to make money now and make better money decisions, they'll be better off. And that's really my passion. It's not really to make a ton of money in coaching. It's more to help other people make money, you know?
Guys, could you hear me okay? Somebody mentioned that my mic is making noises.
I think it's when you breathe into it.
Oh,
Sounds like
great.
Tony Romo. You know Tony Romo? He speaks and like smacks a little bit.
Yeah, maybe it's just me. Maybe put the mic away a little bit. Yeah, I worked out before this, so I think I'm a little bit too pumped up here. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but yeah, let me try to put this away. Usually this mic works pretty good, but all right, guys, I'll do the best here. So, all right, well that's awesome, man. And I guess one thing that I want to ask you too is, so right now, what's moving the needle for you and for all your endeavors and your the companies that you're doing right now?
Yeah, what's moving the needle is just content. So, someone always says, I think every problem is solved with more content. And really, by doing daily YouTube videos, there's going to be one up tonight with me and I think Lewis House. I'm going to do when I was on the live there. So he challenged me to a 7-day webinar, which I think we picked for Easter Sunday. But now knowing, I don't want it to confirm with this time. So if this is at 8 next Sunday, then I can do the webinar at like 6, right? And then we'd be enough time for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna do 6. I just learned that from here. Now I know you were in the mentorship group. What do you do, Tony? I forget. I remember your face.
I work for a stock trading education company. So we basically teach people how to trade stocks, whether beginner level, advanced, basically kind of giving them resources, courses, stuff like that to help them be consistently profitable. And I do the
So
sales
you were
and
the
marketing.
one when I posted the YouTube video said, "Oh, this is my game. This is why I want to do it." Right? I'll watch it. Right?
Indeed, sir.
Oh, cool. Because then, dude, I felt like immediate pressure because I've dabbled with stocks. So the two things that anybody here, and whatever you think that's benefited me making money that I give in my coaching sessions, or say these two things: money's attracted me, and I have a millionaire mind. Those are the two things I've said, and I look in the mirror where I actually believe in. Dude, I bought S&P Petroleum years ago, put some money into it. I've actually had really luck with the stock market, and I'm not even a big stock guy. I bought the wrong one. This kid, Jeff Forbes, who he was a different entrepreneur, he kind of like challenged me like, oh, you got to buy S&P, the thing. And I want to buy S&P. And I want to max it out, and I want to just cash it out right away. So I've never had really a bad, I mean, even now, I pulled out money to invest in the software to get it to the thing. So I pulled out a lot of money that I had in the stock market right before this whole huge crash. I mean, I didn't do it to rebuy. I had no prior. I still lost money in it just like everybody else, but it was a blessing in disguise, you know?
Nice. Yeah, I know with petroleum right now, it's
But it's
like
not good to buy now.
yeah, I don't really follow that too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some people are purchasing like the ETFs. We had a guy here actually last week, Jason Simmons. He's big into like natural gas, oil, different like trading the actual futures contracts. But yeah, I'll have another friend who's he's more of an investor guy, and yeah, unfortunately, he's deep in the red with the oil. But I mean, if you don't sell, you don't lose at the end of the day. So hopefully it'll bounce back at some point. I mean, I know Trump is talking to Putin and I think like the sheik from Saudi Arabia or something to that effect. So hopefully we see a pop. Yeah, I'm not sure, but Yeah, it's definitely that, and real estate is a hot topic right now because people are saying people want to like buy this bottom and kind of like any free cash they have, kind of invest in it. The expectation is eventually it's gonna go up at some point. We just don't know when. So it's like, man.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do on my YouTube channel. Like I switched from doing a vlog of the dream to build the coffee shop music studio, which is my why. Like my why in my life. That's how I found Grant. That's how I'm in here. My older brother Jay and me wrote out a dream on a napkin to build a coffee shop music studio. And 2 days later, he went and passed away on drugs, fentanyl. And when that happened, I found the video of Grant Cardone on depression, and it led me into all entrepreneurial things. And I just found making money not easy, but like I was just really good at like solving problems, right? And before I used to date girls with problems, and just because I like solving theirs. So I kind of shifted no alcohol, no girls anymore, and really just try and solve problems for the marketplace. Whether it's somebody with a software, like I love being a real estate investor. I love having tenants when they call me about a problem that I can solve it. So that's kind of, so I think on that level, I'm born to be an entrepreneur. And a lot of people I coach, or people don't think they're an entrepreneur. But like I didn't know that until I got a coach. Like I invested $7K in coaching, and it really made it clarity for me. So I'm trying to take everything I took in the $7K in coaching and do it with people. And I'll do them for free as well. I've noticed with free people either don't show up or they don't pay attention. So usually the going rate's about like 250. But like it's not really about that. And I've taken all the best questions, and now I'm building a webinar for Make More Money Now course. So people can actually download a course that'll just help them kind of make money and give some action things to do right away.
That's pretty cool, man. So if anybody wants to tap into the course or anything else that you're working on, whether the coaching, whatever it is, how do they contact you outside of like do you have like a link or like a website, something you want to post in the chat there for them?
Yeah, I usually say jeffjcunningham.com. Thanks to somebody else. This guy's making my landing pages right before I was in here.
Nice.
One of my guys on my teams is redoing all my pages. So that's the main site that's going to be done with all the webinar and coaching link. This one here, jefftheentrepreneur.com. And is going to be all the YouTube stuff and the merch store. Because you know who Mike C-Rock is?
Yeah, Mike C-Rock, he was actually on our very first Zoom call.
So his wife is making my merch store on jefftheentrepreneur.com. So she's doing that for me, which has been a heaven sent from her. And then this, Inspire Others Always, which is kind of my mission statement, because this is what I put on, because I'm kind of punchy like Trump or like Grant Cardone, where I'll say stuff like about a Spanish girl dating her and stuff. So I remembered, have this mantra for myself. And so that way, anything comes out of my mouth is inspiring, and that's helped me out a lot. And then, so we're writing a book, thanks to Caroline Flower, who I actually kind of was punchy and kind of got mad at her. She's like, your story's so great, it'll make millions. And I, because I lost my brother, it's very sensitive, so I kind of lashed out on her. But it's just all part of the journey. But inspirethesalways.com, that's going to be where the book's going to be on. We're going to have I've written a lot of it, almost the whole thing's written, but we're still writing now as it's part of the journey. Like my goal with coaching sessions is to find one entrepreneur who becomes the next Jeff Bezos, like that would be cool, man. Like I coached this guy, found out the talents in him, saw it. And we have a few, there's this one guy, John Jasniak, who flips land. He's extremely talented. I'm just trying to get him more known. I'm actually trying to get him into the mentorship group as well, so.
Nice. Well, yeah, there's still that, like if you get them on board, if you have like if you sign up for the affiliate link, you get like a 50% of the transaction. So that's still,
Do they do that with card-owned credit, or do they do that with cash?
That's a great question. I didn't think about that. It could be maybe just like credit.
Knowing Grant, man, he's like spinning me. I love Grant. I love him too, man. Dude, I'm a little bit like Grant myself, and but I have a good heart. I think Grant doesn't have a good heart. By the way, Elena's interview, I was wearing the same shirt. I'm a minimalist. I don't have too many shirts. So if people say that, I threw out a lot of clothes to help me get better. But this is the same shirt I was wearing when I interviewed Elena. That's coming out on the Make More Money podcast this weekend. So I do a lot of different things. But like it all kind of like, I think it was you actually saying, with all this time, you think we'd have, more time. And I filled up my day, like Grant says. I have the podcast. Luckily, I have a lot of editors and a lot of teams going in. But I did want to leave 3 different things if anybody's struggling to make money that would help. Can I leave those?
Yeah, please share with the group.
So the 3 things that I've done to make money over the time is either, we're just going to leave the 3 main things, and there's a lot of subcategories. But the first one is, and actually, you know what I didn't realize you can do here? Sometimes you can do this. I don't know if you can do this there. But I used to be a teacher before I was here. Can anybody see this?
Yeah.
Does anybody ever do this or no?
No, you're the first one.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping. So the first one you could do, and everybody's like, it's more dramatic this way, you know? And plus you can see my bad handwriting. I used to have the girl at the best thing. So you could have a product-based service. It makes sense, right? But with drop shipping still works. There's so many different ways. Amazon FBA, all these different ways are something that you focus into. I've had success drop shipping before. I actually had unsuccess because I had so much success. I was like, put all your money in advertising. And I made more money in advertising than I did selling the product. So learned about that the hard way. But it wasn't really for me. I'm not product. Then the number 2 one, this is what I'm doing right now. This is what anybody can do. This is kind of what I coach in here. Like you could do this as well, Tony. So it's a service-based business, right? So this is kind of everything from KBB to any course that we download Cardone U, right? Peter can do it with his real estate. Susie, everybody has the knowledge in them, and you can actually provide a service by doing it that way. And I have just 3 action steps that I'm going to put in the webinar and everything like that. How you can just take this and make money now with it. As well with the product. The product, you need a little bit more capital to work with, but this one you can just do. And then I'll give a bonus after the third. The third one is see this this one here. I'm still doing this kind of right now. So I'm doing this with my podcast people. Well, actually, no, I'm not doing this one. So freelance, which everybody knows, but there's a site. We actually might be my software company. We hired a developer from, and my business partner will get mad about me sharing this, but you guys are gonna see it on the. I do a vlog of documenting the journey to me building a software company. So freelancer.com is one of the sites that you can work on. Upwork and Fiverr, you know of. Freelancer.com. We had a developer working for us. He threatened to hijack the software and write code, and Freelancer banned him and didn't give his money at the time. So it's this big whole thing up in there where he was going to delete our software. Luckily, I used the code, so I was able to back it up and figure it out. But it was a whole thing. So Freelancer. There's a whole big, they're going to give us a ton of money, or it might be a lawsuit, which I don't want to sue them, but that's where it actually might come to. I was talking to one of the attorney buddies. The other thing, and this is what everybody's going to do right now, it's affiliate marketing. This is how I made a lot of money. This is what my software does. It's affiliate marketing, and I'm a horrible speller. Just like Jessica Alba. Did anybody see that? She's like a horrible speller. No? He has in her thing. So affiliate marketing, that's the 10x growth sum. Like I use Podblade to edit my podcasts. That's where like if anybody wants to start a podcast. By the way, big money tip. If you wanted to get coached by anybody, like whether it's that and like so like people are like, oh, I can't afford your coaching or whatever it is, which anybody like I'm here to help. It's not like by that, but like start a podcast and then you can interview. Like I interviewed Elena Cardone. She charges $50K for coaching. I was only supposed to have half an hour with her. I wound up having a whole hour because the interview was just so good. It was inspiring the world with Landon Cardone on everything. I can't wait till it comes up. I'm trying to get the editors to go quicker. But those are the 3 ways you can. And you have any questions about it, you can DM me. I'm Jeff the Entrepreneur. I also have my link tree in there finally, and I'm getting more into all that. But yeah, I wanted to test this out because that's what I'll do in my coaching sessions. I'll kind of get a whiteboard and write all sloppy on them, you know.
That's pretty cool. So actually, there was somebody that I kind of got to touch base with, and speak with. Basically, they were mentioning that they were actually interested in doing like a podcast. So would you be a good resource if they want to get some tips or kind of have like a starting point? Could they like call you or or reach out to you?
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely make time for that as well. I actually use Podblade, who have been great. So all I have to do is sit and record it, and then they have a platform where I can just upload it. So this way I can still be an entrepreneur, still focus on coaching business, but still put out value and everything. And yeah, anybody here, I say everybody open a podcast. I'll be on your podcast. Right now, I took a podcast course. Do you know what Omar the Rockstar is?
Sounds familiar.
He does the Passionate Few. He sells a $25,000 course to learn from him. I took a lot of coaching from him. And so he told me right now, just have top name guests on. So I have that, but I'm actually going to do, so it's the Make More Money podcast, 6, 7, 8 figure entrepreneurs. And we're going to put big names in, but in between, like Elena Cardone and Dana White is going to come on, which is crazy. I'm waiting to do it in person. I got that at the GrowthCon too. It's a crazy story. But then we'd have like you on, Tony, in the middle. So this way, we jack up your ratings. You know what I mean? And there's another kid, Taj Tech. He's a Nigerian 13-year-old motivational speaker. I'm going to have him on. I don't know if anybody knows who he is, but I want to blow that kid up because he has a good heart. And I just love, and people have good hearts out there,
That's awesome, man. That's that's definitely something amazing that you're doing there with them. And so I have like a little list of questions here. I know Peter has some questions. The last one I have on my list, maybe afterwards we could go to Pete, or if you want to open it up for like a Q&A with everybody here. We got about, let me see, 23 people, so maybe some folks have some questions. But so my last question from my end here is, from all of Grant's because we're all here because of the 10X movement, I guess, at Grant, let's be honest. From all of Grant's content and programs, what do you think has helped you the most, or the most direct with your business, and in what way?
So yeah, great question. And we all are. And honestly, I wouldn't be here without Grant Cardone. I say it all the time. I know everybody has a story. Every time I want to like tell Grant like my story, there's some drug addict who saved his life, and I'm like, well, now I just feel like being like everybody else. But obviously, I had that. I went home and prayed I didn't want to live, and I'm a Jesus guy, and I prayed, God, I don't want to wake up. And I searched Grant Cardone depression. I watched that video, and they were just about to medicate me, and I watched him talk about how he didn't need to be medicated. And Oprah did it, you can do it. And I read the 10X rule book. And he always asked, what's 10X mean to you? And, I think was all sitting down on stage, we always watch, what does 10X mean to me? I'd love to share. What it meant to me, 10X means take action. That's what it means, is action. Like his book, the only thing I got about it was action. So a lot of times, whatever I had in me, I just started taking action right away. And it was like, the way I kind of compare it to layman's terms, when I was at a bar, younger, I'm 34 now, and there was a cute girl there. I used to take action like she was a hot girl every time to talk to her, because if I lost the chance, I would hate it. So it's that same way, man. I go after whatever I want, like it's a hot girl, and I really want to, just make it happen, And I used to always get my brother mad. And my brother, Josh Lewis Growth, I'm now trying to get him on podcast. I'm going to be his PR guy because I want to blow up. He's the one kid that doesn't do this. I just got him in the mentorship group. I told him to go into MLM, and I'll sell under it because, like, he's a general manager at Chili's. He's cutting tomatoes, and he has all this knowledge, 10X knowledge that you guys all have in your head. We all have something we can share. He's cutting tomatoes, So I don't want him doing that. I want to see him on these things. Maybe we can actually feature him in here one time. He's definitely a lot more reserved, and he's definitely a lot more not as like, I'm this. Not everybody can handle me. I get that. I met my match with somebody else recently, and I'm like, wow, is that what I'm like? So.
No, that's cool, man. Yeah, tell them to send me a message. I mean, my number's there in chat. You could just text me or WhatsApp me or whatever makes sense. But yeah, we could definitely have them on for sure.
Awesome.
So okay, so we're at that point, guys. I am out of questions for now, and I want to give everybody an opportunity. So let's see. Yeah, let's do some little bit of Q&A. Does anybody have any questions? You could ask your question in chat. I don't see any hands raised. I don't know if it's just Peter. Do you see any hands raised on your end there?
No, I don't see it, but I have the question that I want to ask Jeff, and it's gonna be one of those questions that makes you think. So let's challenge yourself right now, because we talk about this, that your brother is the other side and you're the hyper guy. So let's switch it now. Okay, so this is a challenge.
Yeah, thanks.
What makes you move? Okay, that's my first question. What makes you move? What is the thing that makes you every day to move? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm just pausing before I think, because that's what my brother does. So I'm practicing. I'm listening to you. What makes me move is one thing. And it is the fact that my older brother, Jay, passed away. He's 6 feet under the ground, and I'm 6 feet above the ground. And I do 3 things every day that make me remind me of that. I either will listen to a motivational video called It's Up to You on YouTube. It's a 3-minute video that me and my older brother listened to together before he passed away. And it just says, every passing moment, you have your second to turn yourself around. And that line, I remember talking to my brother, trying to inspire him before he died. And I always think of that no matter where I am, if I woke up late, I didn't write down my goals, whatever it is. That video, there's a video on my YouTube channel. It's the first one I posted. It's with me, and I did eulogy to my brother with all his pictures. I'll watch that, man. I'll cry up. It gets me like, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then the third thing is I'll listen to my eulogy that I spoke out that day, because it was the first time I ever did like public speaking. And I actually, at that time, I was speaking with a purpose to inspire everybody in there who weren't saved, who didn't know the Lord. And I really wanted to do it to just really just like inspire people then, like, hey, even though I lost my brother, I'm going to go for it. And so I left that eulogy, which I'll probably put on the podcast one day. But those are the three things I do anytime that I get me going.
Cool.
Nice. We did have a question.
Uh,
Sorry to interrupt, Peter. There was a question from Christina. She says, if we have questions about sales and strategies and working with wholesaler or distributors, can you help us with that as well? Or is there anyone here who can help her? So yeah, if she has any questions about that, can she reach out to you as well for that?
Sorry, what was the question? I was reading to somebody else. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine, man. Yeah, I know it's like information overload. If we just have questions about sales strategies and working with wholesaler or distributors, can you assist?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well, sales strategy, I think we're all in Cardone U and doing that. I don't like when I first did my 7K coaching, the guy wanted me to build a course for sales. And I was like, no, man, I have the best course on sales. I don't need another to do that. But yeah, anything with wholesaling or sales and that aspect of on inventory and fulfilling your product, yeah, I can definitely help with that. I've done that. I failed at that a lot. So I wouldn't be the best mentor for success, but I'll definitely point you to someone. I'm friends with a guy named Kevin David. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's a big YouTuber, and he's had extreme success in it. So, but I know all what not to do. Don't do this, you know? So, and I'm very transparent about kind of what I've had success in and what I haven't. So, but yeah, I'll definitely field the question and find the right person for the answer if I can't answer it.
Okay, awesome. Peter, for now, let me see if I have any more. If I see any more questions here. Let's see. Okay.
Can I address what Tom said?
What's that?
Tom, the guy who said, yo, this guy needs to lead with.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, Tom, you're gonna see tonight, and he's right. It mellowed you out. So when I do speak about my brother, I definitely get serious about it, and I usually do lead with that. But I always feel my brother, my younger brother, is like, oh, you're just pitching the story about your brother. But it's definitely my why. When I'm talking about money, I'm excited and I go a little bit higher because I just am like, man, if I do it, you can do it, and I know that. But when I talk about my brother, I usually lead. You're gonna see a video with Lewis House tonight. I don't know if anybody knows who Lewis House is, but it's a live video with him. You can see when I talk to my brother, or in a video with Grant Cardone when I first did a live with Grant, that I actually, when I talk about my brother, I kind of do slow down. So I usually do lead with that, but a lot of times I don't want to just be like, people feel sorry for me and like do the whole thing. So I kind of struggle with that. Do you have any advice about that, Tony? Like how to lead with, like, I know in sales they would say lead with your story or get to that, or Pitch Freak has been amazing with value, emotion, subtle call to action, right? All that. So I usually will do it that way. I'll do value right here. The emotion will be my brother's story, kind of why I'm doing it. And then that's kind of how I've structured it. But do you have any like tips on that?
Peter?
well, I will say like this, like the way that I see that you can create the best of your story. It is like always use your why before the story, but as a, like I start to do this because of, and this is my mission that I created because of that event. Because always there's a few ways that things change in our lives. It's either a pain or either a pleasure. So we have to kind of rely on those things that is going to change something in our lives. And usually the pain is the one that we remember most. Like if you have anything that happens to you in the childhood that you create your huge discomfort, and it create you like to that level that you are marked, that you remember that day with no problem. But if it was something that was just a regular day, you will not remember those days. And those days that usually we create either that huge discomfort, like somebody that we lost, uh, mark something in our brain that will relate to it. And you can use that always as a switch for any story. It doesn't matter what it's about. but um, I would say like exactly like in an interview, because I used to do interview for human resources, and in an interview, one of the biggest key it is like whatever is your negative side, you have always to show that you took action steps to correct it. And the way I said, you start with something that is maybe dramatical, but you always have to end with a happy note to show that you are working on this. And yeah, that was your step, that you was your startup and make it to change, but that thing made it to be like invincible. And that's the reason you're still here and you're still doing good, because that it was your change, that it was your starting point of being who you are right now. That's the way I see it.
That's wisdom. Yeah, I always thought, just to kind of go on that, Peter, I always thought it was just, through me, pain equals change. I guess pleasure does too, which is what you said, something you're passionate about will equal change. But I noticed pain is the great equalizer, at least for me, to change stuff. I don't know about that. But.
No, absolutely,
Hey,
definitely agree.
yeah. So what is your mission, vision, and purpose that you create, except the what you said until now? What is your purpose of doing everything except helping people? What is your thing that you want to achieve, and
Yeah, I want to
how
build.
you
I want
coping
to
with this
build.
situation
I want to
at this
build,
point?
and I am. And I'm glad I didn't build it now because I had opportunities to maybe invest in like Boca Raton, Florida, or down where you're at, Peter, and open up the biggest coffee shop music studio ever called KokomoJs.com. Kokomo J's. It's my dream. It's mine and my brother's dream. I want to have, Starbucks, right? Everybody knows Starbucks. I want to have something as big as Starbucks. I talked to Howard Schultz before. I got the blueprint of it, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing real estate and in software and everything, because it's like going to be a headstone to my success. So one day I want us all to go through, where you guys, wherever you're at, to build Kokomo J's, wherever, and it could be a Kokomo Peters and a Kokomo Tony's, and like literally have a thing where I go to coffee for energy. I know people are going to say I don't need energy. I do, just like anybody else. I have different things I do to help me with more energy, but I do think I want to see it as a franchise. Or not. People always get mad about franchise. I want a franchise. I want to publicly traded. I want to be on the stock market, and I still think you can make a franchise work in a good way where you're not squeezing the dollar. And I kind of want to prove that wrong because I see that. So that's the why. That's a physical thing. I see it every day. Anytime I pass Starbucks, I see Kokomo J's. I'm gonna buy it out one day, and I will.
Catchy name. I like the name for sure. I think that'll catch on.
Yeah.
There is also another couple questions here in chat that I'm getting for you. Reynaldo asked, what about selling prints and having an e-commerce store? Somebody that's starting from zero. Would you be able to assist with something like that?
Yeah, so what I'll do with my team, like if you go to, I think it's genrockdesigns.com. That's her. She's actually, I've done it before. I did print on demand. It took me a real long time. I'm not really the most creative person. This is why I think everybody knows this. Focus on your strengths and hire your weaknesses. She does actually, I don't even think I have it here. Yeah, I do. She has the Waymo. She designed these hats. And the first time I put it out in one of my videos, this is nice. She did this on Printful, on Shopify, which I tried to do and I couldn't get it like this. She is talented and gifted right now because she took her time and hosts the website. Anything that I make with Inspire as always, or my brand or my logo, any of those things, I don't make any money. She does because she hosts the website and she took my design that I trademarked or whatever, and she's putting it down there. I could always upcharge it, but it's really just advertising. So like that's what I did for it, but she would probably be a good point of contact to assist for that moment right there. Once you get in like the sales and marketing of it and doing Facebook ads, then I'm better to help in that avenue, That's how I was able to make money.
That's awesome. Yeah, she's I forgot how I got through. I think it was on C-Rock's website, and then he has like a store, and then it's like the Waymo stuff, and then she has like another like different other companies in there.
Yeah, she loves
That's all
doing it.
her.
She's really good at doing it. So like
Yeah,
as soon as
yeah.
I found out, and I was supposed to go with Abby Brand Your Merch, and I still might switch over eventually if I want to monetize on it. But right now, it's not about me making money. It's about helping other people make money. So like the real estate, even though Mike C-Rock did good, her real estate's not doing good. So I was like, oh, I'll get sales for you. So anything you buy will help Jen's, Mike C-Rock's wife, which is cool,
Oh man, that's awesome. We have a question from Johannes. He asks, "What's your daily routine or daily habits you perform daily on top of your on top of the three you just mentioned, or you may have mentioned a little while ago? Sorry."
Yeah, so that's actually a great question. We actually I'm doing a video. I did it the other day in here because my futon's right here. So I went minimalist. I sold my bed, futon, so I bring no girls back and sleep on the comfy bed. I have it all planned out, right? But I'm doing a daily routine in the morning of what I do. And really, it's kind of, Brian Cran shared it with me. It's a perfect schedule. I have it on the background as my phone. You beat the sun up. I can't go to the gym now, but I do a little workout in. I actually do meditate. I do a breathing exercise that helps me out. Not everybody. I know people get buggy about it. I only do it for a little bit. Helps me like center and focus. And then I write down my goals. But those are the things that if I don't, like late night, I've been out because the lights, I've been up later. Because of this virus, I don't really sleep. I need about 5 to 6 hours of sleep. I've been sleeping more just because you want to build your immune system against the virus. And I wasn't doing that right at first. I've been trying to go to bed early, but there's been so many late night coaching calls and like these that it gets me like wired up at night, you know? So I'm actually going to switch my schedule pretty soon.
Yeah, I've had to switch my schedule as well because of the work from home stuff. So I'm actually working out like in the morning. It's nice. It kind of, sets the pace for the day. I'm definitely like wide awake at that point. So it's, you attack the day like better, kind of getting that workout in. The meditating,
What
that's
do
a
you
good
do for
idea
a
though.
workout at the morning? Do you have a gym or what do you do?
Yeah, it's just kind of like military style, I guess you could say. So a lot of push-ups, crunches, burpees. I have a stationary bike. I do that. Jumping jacks, and just kind of like mix up. I have a couple dumbbells, and I'll try to like work off of that, some bands, and just kind of like make some stuff up as I go. But
So what I'm doing, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's fine.
No, but what I want to do, what I'm going to do is, and I just got this idea today. I have 4 most influential people, and one of them is Conor McGregor. So I don't drink, right? I really don't drink. But I'm going to go out and buy his proper 12 thing, and I'm going to do the 12 push-up challenge. I've been doing push-ups every day because I talked to Dana White, and I asked him, like, could I get a Conor on there, right? And when I talked to Dana, he's like, I don't know, Conor's his own thing, blah, blah, blah. But I know if I get attention, once I have Dana on, I can get Conor on. And I actually really would love Conor to be next guest at the 10X Growth Con. Because I wound up speaking to Floyd Mayweather and all those guys. They were all cool. But Dana White's definitely one of the guys that made me quit my job after I watched a YouTube video. So I kind of have a big, owe Dana a lot, you know?
Dude, that's amazing. When are you gonna have Dana on your podcast?
So yeah, so it was supposed to be right after the Tony Khabib fight, but with this whole Corona thing. And so they asked if I wanted to do it via Zoom, and I told them no. It's Dana White. I want to go in person. And they're like, awesome. You'll tour the studio. They're like, yep. You remember Andrea's her name, great girl. She's like, yep. Dana told me about you. We'll make it happen. So I was like, how much? She's like, nothing. Dana's like that. I was like, oh, because I thought I was gonna have to like pay and stuff. I mean, so then I was like, not paying. I'll pay for a plane ticket and go out to Vegas. So that was the plan. We had like 3 dates that I was going to try and do. And I actually booked a hotel out there. And then all of a sudden this Corona thing happened. So it all went down. So I actually called the day of and they asked Zoom. And I said, no, when it all goes down, then I'll do it. Plus, on my podcast, Mike Searock's helping me get up in the ratings right now. Isn't the rated the most the Make More Money podcast? So anybody listening, if you go on iTunes and review it 5 stars, it helps it rank up. Because when I have Dana White, I want it to be at least a little bit more. So I was like, oh, that gives me some time to just juice it up. And I put like 500 in promotions just this past week because I'm having Elena on. And and that's a great interview. Like everybody, she talks about today and inspiring the world in these times, which is great, you know?
Nice, man. Yeah, I can't wait for that as well. So I'm just trying to get through everybody here, guys. And let me see.
I think Eden has a question that she was trying to talk earlier.
Yeah.
Eden, unmute yourself. Sorry. Why don't you find?
Can you hear me now?
Hey, there you are. Hi.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, what's up?
You doing?
Hey, Jeff, do you ever feel down? Like, do you really ever feel down? Because this dude is always fired up. Like, what do you do? And when you feel down, what is the one thing that you do to,
Yeah, so great question. So Grant always says, write down your goals when you feel down. What I did, and I'll tell you this, I don't know if anybody was at the 10X boot camp, but I called myself an entrepreneur businessman. I was able to make money. I knew nothing about building a business. There's a video you can go search after this if you feel lost on my channel, Jeff J. Cunningham. You'll see me in Miami. Faith Tenati and Joe Tenati, who are my multimillionaire mentors that I work for here at the window company. That was where I raised a lot of capital. They told me, take an extra day in Miami. I took an extra day. I'm sitting in beautiful Miami with Tom Cruise where Peter's at. And I was the most shell of a man, depressed. So anytime I'm down, I do a video about it. You'll see a few videos I do live from my phone. That means I'm feeling really bad, and I put it out, because the best way to get over that is go find someone to help. And look at your situation where you're at, wherever you're at, right? There's somebody else that's worse that could use help that you could help. Any one of us can, especially we're all 10X people. We have something better in our minds, you know? So that's what I did. So if there was nobody else around help, some people don't want help, right? I was at a Target and one of them on Christmas, then I do a video because I know that'll help someone. And then I see the thing of that helps someone. So as much as I'm down, I put out why I'm down, and then I put what I'm grateful for. But I put it out there, or I'll do that. So definitely go find someone to help someone, or I put out content about how I'm feeling. Because I believe people care, and I've seen it more and more than since then, you know?
And that's really brave, man, to put yourself out there like that, like when you're not feeling, 100, that's
vulnerable,
awesome.
because people buy that more. People buy, any one of us, whether it's you, Tony, whether it's you, Peter, if you guys share your story, no matter what it is, I'm having a bad day, if you believe people care, this is the one thing I do on the coaching session. It really helps. You know, like if you're doing something, like I actually did one with a lady that I bought to protect my car. I didn't need car insurance, but she shared me her day, and she was a great closer. I YouTubed it. It might be on my YouTube channel. Like, she had every rebuttal, and I appreciate a really good sales lady. Her name's Brittany. I think I'm going to cancel because I don't need it. But I bought it that day. But it really helps to share what you're going through. Like, not all the time, but like just share it in a way like just kind of, you just be honest, man. People buy honesty, So, and try it next time. Any one of you try it, whatever you're trying to do. Just tell them like, oh no, I'm really bad at sales. I haven't had 5 sales in a row. People care. They'll try and buy. They, at least maybe that's me. Some people will be mean, but if they're mean, we all know they're just hurt inside. So it really shouldn't offend you, when you have that kind of mindset.
Awesome.
Sorry, I know I get too excited. I gotta slow down.
That was great, man. That's good stuff.
Crazy Jerry has a question, I think. Do you want to say it out loud, or would you like us to read it for you, sir?
Yeah, let's hear Crazy Jerry's thing. He'll drop the F-bomb. That's how I remember Crazy Jerry. Talking about being authentic. The 10X group, he dropped the F-bomb, and I'm like, who's this guy? And now here he is. You remember that,
Let me
right?
ask you a question, Jeff. Do you have a sales team?
You know what? I appreciate that question because it means you care about me. I never get offended by anybody selling. I want everything to be a pitch fest. I want everybody to sell to me, because if you're not selling, it means you don't provide enough value. Grant said it on the webinar. You guys, if you're giving away stuff for free, you should start being monetized. Like, I got a lot of guff for doing coaching sessions right away. I went from selling windows to then just selling coaching sessions right from that by charging, right? And I just started monetizing right away because what I put out was value, because I believed that I was putting out value, So I know you're being funny, but I don't mind that, People get all that. You and Enrique, not about that.
It was a serious question for a change.
Yeah, so I do have a sales team at the window company. We built up a team right before this happened. That was my 1099 job, which, by the way, I'm doing a video. I don't know if anybody else knows, on the 10K SBA loan that I applied for. Hopefully I get it, because if so, I will then be taking, because how that loan works, because I study money all the time like it's my job, because it is if you're an entrepreneur. How that loan works, you get the 10K disaster loan, you can then put 75% towards payroll, and you don't have to pay it back. So that's what I want. That would be a gift right now. I can hire people for my software, put them on payroll, put in jobs in the economy, pay people $20 an hour, or whatever the going rate that will be for that job. So that's what I want to do. And then eventually have, maybe some of those people put them into sales as well,
Can you break out a little bit more about that payroll in case somebody else wants to do the same thing?
Yeah, so everybody right now, actually, so this is the part where, so it's going to be capped out. The way they did the $2 trillion debt, and I really shouldn't do this, you have a little application. You go to SBA.gov. You go click on whichever one. They have payroll for payment protection. They have 4 different ones that are about for Small Business Association, okay? It's the government. We pay tax dollars. You should take advantage of the tax dollars you pay, because you're giving money that's going to make, if anybody doesn't understand inflation, which I know Tony does and everything like that. But because they printed all this money, stuff's gonna be worth less. So you're better off trying to get as much money as you can. And because we're all smart 10X mind, and if you feel like you don't know what to do with it, then just come talk to me. I mean, obviously, I'm always supposed to say talk to your CPA or financial advisor. I know a lot of them mess people up, man. So like, talk to them and run it by me too, man. What they're telling you, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the worst, So, but yeah. So then just take the loan out, and then you can hire people on a payroll, and you don't have to pay back your loan. And the loan right now is at like 1 or 2%, which right now I have good debt on credit card debts for like courses that I bought back then. I would just take that loan and pay that off. You can't do it that way. You got to do it towards your business, it's actually a great rule by the government to stimulate this economy that we're going down. So I know people are doing a lot of stuff bad about the government right now. Screw that, man. This government's a good government. They're doing everything they can to help protect us. So like, you got to be positive about it,
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Anybody has any other question? Let's see here. Payroll, utilities, and rent. Eden.
On Facebook Live. Put on my way.
Payroll, utilities, and roll.
Who else needs a haircut with this whole thing, huh? Man, I need a haircut bad.
You have to buy your own machine. You make some classes, and you show how you're gonna do a haircut yourself, and you're gonna sell it.
Man, someone else in here has a skill for haircutting. Put a video on how to cut your hair for like $5. I'll buy it. There's a way to make money right there. That's something that I'm too scared to do.
Hey, Jeff, Tom here.
Who was trying to talk? To talk again.
Tom. Hi. Hi, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, quick question. What works for you better? Is it Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook with your marketing? What are you more into?
So it all depends on the product. I mean, I hate that answer, but it does true. So whatever you're trying to do, there's certain demographics on each one. For coaching and helping people make money, which is what I'm doing now, works on all the platforms. On Facebook, I'm on Facebook Live right now. Guys, you need me to make money? Hit me up. I'll help you out, right? So like, that's going to work. You know what? It does. So, any content's better than no content. You got to like, what are you trying to do?
Oh, I'm just, I'm in property, so I get people.
Tom, you have to speak a little bit louder. We barely hear you.
Can't hear.
Where are you from, Tom?
We don't hear you.
Yeah, no. He had a question in here before, which I think was about real estate. I think he does real estate in here. So I do a little bit of real estate. I don't know where it was.
Tom, can you try again to talk?
Tom was the one who said, yo, this guy needs to lead with that. Could someone I know, Tom, I'm too fast for you. That was you, right?
No, I'll fix my mic.
I appreciate you, brother.
Okay, so we're gonna have a question for him. Hopefully, you're gonna put it in the chat, so we're gonna answer it.
Type it down. There was someone else, Tanya, who said, Jeff, what type of real estate do you invest in? Residential, commercial? Has Grant Cardone helped you with your business? Have you transitioned your business to remote? So, in short answer, what type of real estate you invest in? Commercial. I mean, it's a 4 unit, so that, and anything I'm going to do. The next unit's 37 unit, right where my friend Peter lives. Has Grant Cardone helped you with your business? Yeah, Grant Cardone's the reason why I'm where I'm at with money. There's no, I have his back no matter what. Like anything I say, like you're just buying a cheapened version of Grant Cardone's thing. And I've done other stuff. My coach, Clark Keegley, you can look him on YouTube. He's very famous. He likes Jordan Belfort better than Grant. When I knew that, I wanted a refund, man. But what are you gonna do? I still learned from him and got some very good, valuable thing. And then have you transitioned your business to be remote? Yeah, I actually sold Windows. I still do this from this iPad right here through email to the past customers. And I have a very strict schedule where I'll hit my power base of customers in the morning. And one of them led to a $4,000 sale, but it's definitely gone down.
I'm going to try to mute Tom because he keeps getting muted for some reason. I don't know what's up with Zoom. Zoom's acting funny. Let me try this again.
I will fix my mic.
That's odd. I can't. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. You're good.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Look, I'm in property, so I buy and sell property. I'm a property investor, and I'm building out an online infopreneur sort of platform where I'll be looking to help people who want to get started, buy their first property, buy their first income property in 90 days or less. So I'm based in New Zealand, and look, the principles are the same. It doesn't matter where you do them. It's all the same kind of thing. So Jeff, my question was actually just regarding, for me, Facebook is working really well, and Instagram is probably where I'm lagging a little bit. So, and then when I look at running ads on Instagram or trying to build that out, it doesn't seem to work for me as well.
Yeah, no, Facebook, you already know. Facebook's your best bet for that. Your clientele, where the market it's at. Plus, the big thing that you can do at Facebook too, if you, especially when you come out of the course, I would join some like real estate investor groups or wherever you are, and I would do live videos. If you're just talking about something, people are 9 out of 10 times to click on a live video than they are just do like a proportioned one, like redone and doing all this work in it. Live videos work really well. People click on them because it's live. But you got to still have the same kind of hook to catch them and just talk about it. I know they all have rules about not oversharing. Just give value in your video. And then what I would do is you engage conversation. This is a way to get by all those rules. We're like, no soliciting, which for me, an entrepreneur, there's always a way to bend the rules. So then you do a live video giving value. People ask you questions. And then one thing you always want to have right now is a YouTube channel. It's been a gift to me. That's led to a lot of coaching sessions. I would tell anybody right now, start a YouTube channel. I'm actually doing a video soon. Everybody keeps asking me 3 things you want to know when starting a YouTube channel. I'm going to put that on there because that's benefited me a lot. I'm at 1K subs now, so now I get paid from YouTube a little bit. I mean, it's like 12 cents an hour when you watch a video. It's not like a lot. But it's like I can say, oh man, I got paid. I got to fill out a tax thing, you know? So it's cool. It's good. It's taken 3 years, man. It's not easy. I did it just by doing it this way, by having people subscribe and trying to give value. And I've niched down thumbnails and taglines, by the way. Just to do that are the one things you want to do. I suck at both of them. So if anybody's good at that, let me know because I could use somebody. I had a kid I hired once, and the Corona thing shut him down. But anyway,
what's a tagline? Hang on. What's a tagline? What is that?
Oh, a tagline is just basically like, don't do these things when you the 3 things to do when you not to do when you invest in property, right? Because it makes people, the way we're all wired as humans, we want to look at a car wreck, right? If you do the top 3 things to do, that'll work good for people looking for it, but what not to do, people who are not interested will look at, oh, what don't I do, you know? So that's like, there's like little tricks on how to do it with YouTube, and I don't even do it the best way. I spent $7K in a YouTube coach, learned all his stuff, and still did it my own way. I would say now I'm starting to think, but yeah, that's definitely the way to do it. Like I think the last one I put was unemployed, do these 3 things. I should have styled that one a little bit differently, you know?
I think
Awesome.
on this
Thank
one,
you.
yeah, I think on this
Yeah.
one,
Yeah, hit me up,
Enrique can
little
help
Tom.
you.
I'm interested in property. I love real estate.
Yeah, I think on this one, Enrique can help you. Enrique is with the marketing, isn't so? Enrique.
Oh yeah, no, I just did a little coaching with Enrique. I told him, yeah, I had Enrique on the phone. He knows I gave him some pretty good value
Yeah.
for free because he showed me he was looking for salesmen, and I got on the phone with him and I said, well, I'm looking to buy your services. Try and sell me on them, and he was too cheap.
Yeah,
my prices were a little too low. Hi, everybody. I'm Enrique. Jeff gave me the beautiful reminder of, hey, man, your prices are way too low. You're lowballing yourself. You're selling yourself for too cheap. And it was a good epiphany moment. It was a good kick in the ass, you know. So thank you for that, brother. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, because you offer the way your site is. You put so much work in your site, and marketing is huge. And marketing is a very tough job to do. And I used to have, when I was all in focus, I had Take 2 Media, which was we're gonna make you look twice and make you so good on. I had an SMMA. I was just like everybody else, right?
Yeah,
and I was
super
able to
time
sign
consuming.
deals, but I had to fail forward. I started off just like you before I started making money. And then that's what got me in the software business because I was like, okay, instead of doing this, let me actually solve problems with software, and that way I'll help every guy struggling, so it'll make it faster for them. And I'm still in the pursuit to build that software, but I will. It's gonna be it's gonna be my best software ever.
Yeah, man. I'm actually real quick. I just want to say I'm actually working on an offer right now, and I want to run it by you after this. After we hop off this call, because I know we're
You can run it by
towards...
me right now if you want. If everybody's okay with that.
It's up to them. I know we're running close to 9 o'clock. I don't know if they got anything planned.
Yeah, we always go a little over, man. Go for it.
Yeah. All right. So let me screen share with you guys real quick. Let me pull it up.
By the way, I went actually because I wanted to see if you took action and changed your prices. I went back and looked at your site today. It was actually still up in my web, so it's not like I'm doing that. But I went and I watched your whole video through. I will say I love that you did video content, how you did it. And you know, you kind of did slam competitors, which I'll say don't do. You're like, my competitors do this. We're not going to do this. I'm going to do it this way. But I did like the personality video. That was a good touch on your.
Yeah, I'm really big with video marketing. Like that's
Yeah, dude, it's huge. That's the
I
best
do
way
a
to
lot
be.
of that, especially with my social media postings. I try to post a lot. I try to post anywhere from like at least 6 times a day. But yeah, most of my stuff for content creation is really over video. I just like because I'm really good in front of a camera. I'm a people's person. I could talk. And guys, excuse me, I have like 100,000 tabs open on my computer. You know, I got that like speedy entrepreneur mind where I'm doing 100 things at once. So I'm trying to find this as I speak. But like I said, I'm really good in front of a video. You know, I do videography as well. Obviously, it got slow
What's
with
your
this whole
one best thing
pandemic
you
and
think you're
everything.
in? Because this was an epiphany to me, and it helped me actually close on. What's the one best thing you think you do well as the owner of the marketing business? Is it video?
I would say honestly, talking to people. I'm
So
good at
sales.
sales.
So
I'm
the
good
sales
at
part of it.
creating. Yeah, I'm super good at networking. I network all the time, whether it's through Grant or Dean Graziosi seminars or Billie Jean seminars. Like I network. I go all across the country. I fly. I love networking.
Hey, sorry guys.
You're welcome, Tanya, for answering your question. Yeah, no, networking's great. I think what's better than even networking sometimes, because sometimes a lot of people I see in a lot of coaching sessions, they network like crazy. They meet a whole bunch of people, but they don't focus on kind of what will help them a lot of times and what will help other people. But if you're not helping yourself, you're not going to help anybody else grow. So a lot of times, too, I mean, for you, it's good to network because you have all clients. You can always help them in marketing. So I understand that. But I just did want to say that, like, it's actually good to kind of just get to a nice little power base of people. That's why I like these little small groups a little bit better, because you can find someone you need and
Yeah,
kind of bump stuff off of and then go, you know, than like
yeah,
a million Zoom call. Nothing against the mentor call. It's amazing. And it is, but you don't get all this. That's why that's the one thing that's been the most beneficial to 10X Mentor is all these breakout groups. This, you know, whether it is Ken Gosselin who's going up against time. I went to Ken. I was like, "What are you doing against these guys, man?" I gave him my word, so I told you I'd do that. And Ken's like, dude, I'm going to be all positive, inspired as always. He said that next Sunday will be his last one at 8. And I was like, okay, fine. So, just so you know.
yeah. It's funny how you brought up what'd you say? Oh man, I just forgot it now. Of course. I can't think of it right now, but I got the slide pulled up. Let me screen share with you guys real quick. I want to be conscious of everybody's time. So this is an offer that I'm running right now. It's an online business blueprint, and I'm doing it for free. So basically, I've been hiring a lot of cold callers lately, and right now I'm working on my upsells. You can see it's not finished yet. This is just a template, but I'm working on my upsells, and this is something for the offer. And I'm still trying to figure out. I still want to add to the tier because Russell Brunson says, "Hey, you can never really have enough upsells," but I don't want to really cap out with just an offer. You know what I mean? So basically, to educate you guys on the online business blueprint, is with cold calls or an online ad, which I'm always running. The purpose of the blueprint is to reach out to the businesses who are either struggling with their online presence, or it's not going as fast as they want to, or the brick and mortar stores who maybe don't have an online presence, or they're really in survival mode and they're really contracting right now out of everything going on. So basically, it's a consultation call where I hop on, and my cold callers and the ads, it leads them to a landing page where obviously it informs them more. They would punch in their contact info and some simple questions about them and their business and the biggest problems they're facing, just so I can get some more context and my cold callers can get context before they hop on the call with them. And if it's a cold call, you know, they mention in the pitch, and then they could, you know, hop on a live, or they could show them the blueprint while they're on the cold call. So right now I'm working on the services. I know for a fact that the business blueprint that we're giving for free, it's the pure foundation, like the pure skeleton. And we hop on a call with them. We kind of tell them, hey, this is what we think you should do. That's best for you. and we kind of like sort them out in a row. You know what I mean? So I'll show you this real quick. So basically, we identify the largest problem that they're facing. We evaluate the weak points, try to stop the bleeding and start the healing. And then we show them the opportunities. And really the opportunities, I think, would be social media marketing, landing pages, sales funnels, and email marketing. Simply because everybody's at home, and I think that's the best way to reach out to people. So right now I'm trying to work on this. So Jeff, this is where you come in.
Did you, because I know the last time you were $500 a point, did you bump yourself up to all these? Is that where you're going at now?
Yeah, this is what I'm experimenting. This is what I wanted to run by you. I was going to shoot you a message earlier today too, because I wanted to hop on another call
So
with you.
although I said 500 was too cheap, we did just come out of recession. Dude, if you close one of those, man, I'll be like, man, just because it depends on what you're doing and offering. Like, so a lot of times in marketing, you got to reinvent what it is. Depends what type of client you're going for. Like, what's your dream client? Because you can get that, but it depends what client you're trying. If you're trying to close Tony Robbins on a coaching thing, you can get that for that, because what he gets for his coaching is that. If you're trying to close a restaurant, you're never getting that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, and I'm fully aware of that too. That's why I'm really fooling around with these prices and really just gonna look on it. So my dream client is somebody that makes ideally at least $80K a year. And obviously at that point, they're going to be investing in marketing as well. Now, obviously I work with businesses that make much less than that, and I'm more flexible.
But what's your dream business? What's your business is making $80K a year?
I work with all sorts of niches. So honestly, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so what I would do actually, and this is the problem I had when I first started, is I would just niche down, get really clear on what business you really want, who you're at. Like if you really want to do that, say you want Tony Robbins, you want Russell Brunson, you want to sell them on your marketing, which is a really tough sell, but I don't think there's always room at top for the very best, all right? So if you're able to do that, go for it. But I would really get clear on that, because if you're just trying to get every business, you're going to feel very scatterbrained at the end, and you're going to wind up losing clients. I know, because I did it. Okay, I'm not trying to say anything. And I remember listening to someone say it to me and being like, no, I'm going to prove them wrong and still do it. And I did. I held them out a little bit, but I did it to serve it to the clients. So I would say, after you do this, go write out your ideal client of it is this. And really, ideally, if you're selling businesses, if a business is making $80K a year for a business and they're going out of business, man. Like right now, like you want to get guys that are doing 2.6, like good roofing companies. Who else? I'm trying high ticket sales companies are the ones you kind of want. Mortgage brokers, real estate guys. Those are the ones you really want to start with. And then once you land those deals, the same sell, a higher sell or lower sell, same sell, then you can then veer off and go in. But I would do something like that, so you're trading your time for good money, but it's not as tough as is for that too, And if you are going to sell these, what you got to do too, because I've done high ticket sales. I've done like really big sales for companies that are like high low business companies and everything. They have examples of what people are paying for at this price, kind of. So that's because it is, but I love closing sales, so. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like you said, niche down and really try to focus. When I prospect, I really focus niche to niche. So I'll go in like a 10-mile radius of, okay, let's say restaurants, and then I move on to dentists, and then I move on to whatever. I go niche
I would
to
stay
niche.
away from restaurants, especially right now, unless you're doing takeout stuff, because they don't have a lot of money right now. That's the biggest thing that everybody cut. Cardone himself cut the advertising department because everybody cut advertising right away. It's the simplest thing to cut because everybody's contracting. I know the window company cut their advertising. $2,500 a month is about average of where it was at. Right now, you're stealing it at like 12. And then you said if you really can make money with 500, which is what you had, then know that's your base where you can even steal a company away that wants to save money right now. Like that's your biggest strength right now. You're not the strongest, biggest known company, but you're the one that can save them money and maybe they'll take a flyer on you. And then you got to over deliver like crazy, Like Matt Buchanan's the guy I write leads for. He's a monster, right? You can steal clients away from him and then over deliver, Also, one thing people always look for in there, and it depends, if people really know marketing, is SEO. You kind of want to hire an SEO guy too, because then if you're running ads or pay-per-click, SEO is something that you could be wasting people's money if it's not all corrected. You know.
Yeah, I do SEO too, but it's one of those things that I think I would just much rather outsource. You know.
Yeah,
More
no,
than
no.
something I
Well,
focus on.
just make sure you have that like any sorts of question, because I know I got asked that question. I didn't care about SEO for a while when I started mine. These are just things that I overlooked and got me into trouble, and that's why I literally gave up the SMM. Take Two Media. I say it in videos, Grant. It made I just started doing video because I was good with video, so I just started doing video editing company. I don't even mention my social media marketing company, but because it was short lived, because I actually did make some money in it. But I made money once I focused and niche down, you know, and it was real estate agents. That's what I did well. So.
Well, just as an idea, you know, Enrique, I will never try to, you know, like I will always make three sides of packages. If you really want to, just to kind of wrap up the idea, it is with $6,000, you're not gonna get like small business until you're not gonna make yourself a solid base. You will not be able to get like. You have to first have a track record to prove it. So I will start with something low, maybe not 500, but a little more, and I will have like 3 packages. So you're gonna have different sales, and I will definitely consider this that most of the companies their advertising budget it goes between 5% to 10%. Most of the companies that's what they have as a budget for advertising from their sales. So if you know that one,
I've
you
been doing this for
automatically gonna have it.
a few years too. I got experience. I have testimonials. I have clients. As for prices, I'm really experimenting. You know, because what Jeff said as eye openers, hey man, you really got to lower your prices. You're really selling yourself short here. I'm like, oh man, thank you for that. So right now, what do you guys think would be a great place to really go off of? Because I was thinking maybe somewhere around maybe like $1,000 starting, like
Yeah. So what I would say, and I can let Peter do this, but I kind of said this: don't ever like do even like 500 or thing. It just sounds like you're making up prices. Even when I'm in sales and windows or whatever, if you want to do something, it just sounds more official, like it's more structured. It sounds more like if you're doing 1279 or 12, even like 1250. Like you just do 1,500 or 1,500. It just looks very Fisher Price. For whatever reason it does. Even do 499. That it looks a little bit more legitimate. But yeah, I would actually, just so you know, the going record right now, at least my market, research your market. You got to know your market and your competition, what they're doing. My market's 2,500, all right? And it's dropped from them. So know that you want to have a package that's up to 2,500, but then have one like maybe at 17 and one at 12. But then here's the thing: if you want to get a client, you should always be able. If the client's a dream client for you, and you can over deliver and do really well with them. This is against Grant's thing, but this is what I've done before, and it's had success for me. I do whatever it is to work with the client because you care about their money. So like, yeah, you were like, if you know you can make business at 500 minimum, or you were selling it before at 500 profit, you can go down to that just to get a client and make them feel gracious for it, and then go back and say, hey, we're gonna do 500 first 3 months or 499 or whatever. Yeah. But our package, if we can over deliver, we're going to be at 1279 or whatever, right? That's a better structured way to do it. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, I agree. You know, like the best way it is to structure and to kind of adjust with your client. I always say, you know, what would you pay for this type of service? And you're gonna be specific what you're gonna offer, and what is gonna be the price you're gonna pay for that one. What are you willing to pay? And you take it from there. They're gonna tell you. Sometimes they're gonna surprise. I always like when I do negotiation for my real estate, I always let them say the price first, because I got a few times that they say more than I had in my mind. So why should I screw it up? Let them say first, and then
fire right there. Listening, shut up was the biggest thing. Sorry, and I should know this more than anybody, but that's part of the reason why I do so good in sales is asking the questions and saying, hey, what is this worth to you? You know, a lot of people, it'll be surprising what people will say, you know?
Yeah, you know, I actually just wrote that down because every morning,
that was great,
me and my cold callers, we do a 9 a.m. rehearsal call where we just role play. You know what I mean? And by the way, anybody listening who wants to hop in on that, shoot me a message outside of here or let me know here. But every night, you know, every morning, 9 a.m. Monday to Sunday, we do that. So I'm definitely gonna use that. I like that a lot. It's smooth. I've heard it before, but like it's sometimes you ingest so much information and you just forget about shit, So it's nice having that reminder from.
Right, that's why it's good we do these groups. Who is it? Tangy Frederick said he has a question.
You have quite a few questions. I think Troy was the first one. Then it's going to be Sebastian, and then it's gonna be Tanji. So we have like 3 questions.
3 more to go. Yeah.
So Tony, do you want to
Oh
go
yeah.
over?
Let me unmute
Troy.
Troy.
Hi, good evening.
Hey, what's going on, Troy?
Hi, thanks, Jeff, man. You're dropping some gold, really, really good information. And before you say anything more, Enrique, we need to get on another call because there's some information that I need to share with you as it relates to pricing, especially at this time. But to Jeff, what I would want to ask you in terms of what guidance would you provide for someone who's looking to be a guest on some of the high profile podcasts?
Yeah. So just so I understood your question correctly. So you're looking to be the guest, or you want to get a guest?
Yeah, no, I'm looking to be a guest. Yeah, like I said, one of my things, one of my objectives for this year is to get on more stages, and since the stages are now all virtual and online, since no events are going on, I'm looking to be a guest on more of the high end podcasts. It's all part of building my own international brand.
So yeah, that's huge. What do you do really quick, just so I know?
Okay, I'm a marketing trainer and coach.
Okay, yeah. So Enrique, definitely listen to this guy because he will definitely teach you about stuff. Yeah, man. Like I'll even have you probably eventually. I was telling Tony in probably verge of reach out to me. What I would do. This is how I've gotten on. This is what I'm doing for my brother. So my brother Joshua Scroat, nobody knows about because he's not as loud as me. But he's written a book. He's done a course that helps managers sell. And there's a rap sheet. I would put together a quick rap sheet, and it helps if you have a following or if people. You put down. It's almost like a PR report. I know C-Rock pays for PR and stuff. Someone I just wrote something on PR. That stuff does help when you submit yourself to get on podcasts, PR and everything. The great David Meltzer and all these guys who are speakers and get paid to speak, they get turned out on stages all the time. They have someone, because it hurts for them, that pitches all the time for them. Until you get somebody, then just pitch all the time too. I do that now with the way I've kind of just managed my time is I just say to people, hey, well, I'm trying to keep these X amount of big guests on here to level my podcast up. If you have a podcast, I'll come on it. So that's kind of how I've done it and gotten on a lot of podcasts by catching value and stuff and certain things I've done. But yeah, definitely just keep a quick rap sheet, submit it to a thing. I know a lot of power players, I think Grant Cardone charges to get on his. I don't know if he really does because at first I was told he doesn't, but I know Ty Lopez does, Jordan Belfort does. So, but you can take advantage of this time right now when now nobody's flying into them. This is a time when you can actually then pick up the Jordan Belfort, even though I don't like the guy, I don't think we all like him here, but someone like that who's actually hurting for guests and he's done more Zoom guests and get in on them. They actually asked to be on my Make More Money podcast. And this is all full disclosure. No, hey, I'm not a Jordan guy. I'm more of a Grant guy and the whole thing. I was going to have him on just to give him a hard time about Grant. And I was like, no, it doesn't inspire as always. So I didn't do it. But Omar was like, you can come on his. And I was like, well, I'm nobody, man, But so I don't even know if to do that. But that was one of the things. So a lot just reaching out, doing that stuff there. Do you have a podcast or no?
No, I don't have a podcast, but from hearing you this evening, I was thinking in terms of starting one. But the thing is, I don't have a team, so there's a lot of things I'm doing on my own, and I'm outsourcing. And I'm actually calling you from the beautiful island of Barbados. Things are done a little differently here.
I love Barbados.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, things are.
That's the best place on the word. I'll come, dude. We'll go do a podcast live and in session there. I'll break every travel, man.
Yes,
Are you from Barbados?
Yes, I'm Barbadian, born,
yeah, dude,
living in Barbados.
I was married a girl in Barbados when I was here just to stay there. That makes true story.
Beautiful.
Do you know the Crane Resort?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's where I stayed, man. That's where they got married. My best friend.
Yes, it's a beautiful place. Yeah, I was there. I was there for a wedding. Just earlier this year. Okay, but I really was.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do. An inactive one. Yeah, but I've been doing
Send
a
me
lot
your
of video.
link because I love, dude. You're people. I'm in Connecticut. It sucks here, man. People in Florida, like Peter or that, you're around little palm trees. You're in Miami. Go put that on YouTube channel and do like I would start a podcast or a marketing podcast. Like that's something that everybody needs, you know. And that way,
Yes.
you would what you do. The dream guest that you want to be on theirs, I would ask them to be on yours on marketing. And then by doing that, dude, that's how I found out some of the podcasts that I'm going to be on coming up soon is by starting a podcast and doing it. So I think that's a great way. I think everybody here should start one. If anything to save money, it's like a coaching. I think I said this before. I don't know if I said this too. It's a coaching session. You can have, Elena Cardone or Dana White on you, or someone that would pay Dana White $100,000 for coaching, and I can ask him every MMA question in the world. You know what I mean? So, and now people are more willing to be on it. So, and I know you're doing a lot. I would do this. I use Podblade. If you want, I can set you up, outsource it. You just record everything, you send it to them, they work great for you.
Okay, lovely. I definitely would like to get that information. Definitely be hooking up with you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the golden nuggets.
You got it. Hey, thank you. I know you know a lot too. I'm gonna best way to guys for everybody is to DM me at Jeff the Entrepreneur. It always sidetracks me from what I'm currently working on.
Yeah, if you could post that information again in chat for the Peter. So do we have any more? I'm trying to keep up with the chat here, man. It's a lot of I love seeing the interaction. Do we have any more
Sebastian
questions?
From Sebastian, we have.
Can you ask that question? I don't see it. There's a lot here.
Let me try to find it again. Or Sebastian, you're still here? Okay, here we go.
Oh, hello, Jeff. How are you doing? I'm from Haiti.
Oh, I know you.
Yeah, I think we've talked before.
Yeah.
But me, I'm from Haiti, and we are living a very hard time. We have been living for a hard time the past 2 years. So we're pretty much used with the lockdowns. And the real estate companies here barely work now because nobody's buying and there's no certainty about it. So my question to you was, have you ever dealt with an emerging country? Have you ever invested in those type of countries, and what were your challenges? How did you react to it? If you did.
Great question. I actually looked at property. Anywhere I am, I always look at property all the time. Price it out. I looked at property in, where was I? Curacao. It was $25,000. The US dollar goes a lot farther there. It's $25,000 for a place to it, right? And I wanted to buy it because it was 25 grand. It was like cheap, outright cash. To buy it here would be like 170 grand. So just so you know the difference. I don't know, what do you use for money there?
We have the local currency, which is the gourd, but that's losing value every day now.
So is the US dollar right now. That's where we're all in the same boat. This is hurting everybody economically. The one thing I'll say, how's the marketplace there? Is there a lot of people around in the marketplace? Is there a lot of thing or no?
Well, we do have a lot of private homes but not commercial, not buildings and everything that's on the market, but a lot of small houses that used to be between 300,000 to 500,000, but now a lot of people are trying to sell them for 150, and they still cannot sell.
Yeah, so that's going to happen a lot. The market everywhere is going to, I think, this is a global pandemic that's affecting everybody. So what you want to do is you want to get as liquid as you can right now, and you want to wait. I don't know the market in Haiti, so I can't give you that. A lot of things, this goes for any real estate investing, and if someone can chime in if you think it's wrong, you want to buy where it's where there's jobs in the area, because the people, if you're doing it for investing, that people are going to live in the property, or even commercial property, it's got to be. And Haiti is actually, I was at a Uber driver. I'm going to put it up on my YouTube channel from Haiti. He told me how tough it was and everything like that in there, and told me how he came to America and how he started. I'm going to put that up. He was a YouTube driver when I was out in Vegas. But so I do know the struggle that you're in right now. If you have, I would actually pivot and try and make money online. I've made a lot of money online. It's tough to, and I know that's maybe a weird thing to learn, but if you want, man, you can set up a free coaching session. Like people that I really want, especially in different countries, I'll coach you for free. Don't pay me anything because you're in a tough thing. I'll send you a document. We'll go through what your skills are and see, so I don't kind of lead you in the wrong way. You can find what your skills to make money from it right away. Because unfortunately, it might not be real estate right now. If you can get liquid, and then when you have more boards, whatever the currency is, when the market goes down, which it will, it's going to go down everywhere. And then hopefully it'll rise back up. I don't know about there. I'll have to study it more. But then you can buy. So I would make money something else and wait and then buy. So if real estate's your passion, I would still not lose your passion. Like mine's to open a commercial business, right? That's my passion. But I don't really like software. I'm just good at writing code, believe it or not, you know? So that's why I went into a skill that I'm doing. And I'm good at sales too, you know? So.
Cool.
Did that help at
Well,
all?
actually, I'm in the food business, so it's
Oh,
different.
you are?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
It helped a lot. I'm gonna be able to figure it out. But I'm in the food business. I have a large catering business, and then I actually studied. I was interested in investing in real estate because of my business, opening
Okay,
different
all
type
right.
of kitchens, and use it as commercial ones. But it became very hard, and jobs are very rare
How's
for a
the
lot of people.
food business now though? Did that die out with the virus now? There's nobody catering, right?
Well, I do have some small contracts still.
Wow.
Yeah, we're working at 18% of our capacity, but everybody compared to the US, people have um, workers at home. They have cooks at home, so they don't order as US. The restaurant can manage to do food delivery or a pickup. Here in Haiti, it's different.
Yeah.
So I know it's gonna have to work because it's food business. Everybody has to eat.
Right.
But it's very confusing now. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah, no, trust me, man. That's everywhere, man. That's why you got to kind of go out there, redefine the goals, figure out what you want to do. Real estate, I don't know enough to speak on the market there, but have you own any real estate investment in there? Or no.
No. Besides the building where I am right now, which I rent to myself, different part of it, as the different type of service that I offer. So I'm my first client first.
Oh, awesome.
So
Great.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Sebastian. And Peter, we have one more question, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to find her.
It was Tangy.
Tangy.
Yeah, Tangy's here. Okay, I'm gonna mute you, Tangy.
Unmute. Hello?
Did it work?
I'm not sure.
Hi, can
Yeah.
you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, hi Jeff. Thank you for your energy and your knowledge. I really, really appreciate it. I have a question for you. How did you start? I have a startup software development company. It's about 2 years old. Were you focusing on building software for companies, or was the software that you were building, was it internal? And if you were doing it for companies, how did you market yourself?
So yeah, trust me, software is definitely so. Just so everybody knows, I can be full transparent. You go to take2social.com, you see the first software I owned, which was the Instagram growth, one of those cheapo softwares that annoys everybody out here, okay? Likes and comments and gets spammed, all right? That's what I own. I didn't want to own that. I just wanted to do something, and I want to get in business with another guy, so I bought it for that. You'll see my face on there trying to sell it. Now they have all that mass story, mass viewing if anybody has Instagram. That software, I used to, one of my business owners, the business partner I have now, told me I couldn't code it to have official Facebook API. And I took that as a challenge as an entrepreneur. So I downloaded the script, the code, and I figured out how to do it, and I sent it to him. He found out someone else who could do it a little faster than me, but we proved that it was possible. So then we started building something similar to Hootsuite or Buffer. That we would have had to sell to companies. That's my passion with software. It's a lead generation software. They'll do it, and it's going to be the best. That's my passion when it comes to software. To raise the funding for that, Ahmad, my business partner, makes a lot of money in affiliate marketing. I make some. He then had an idea to build a software that then would make people money if they download apps and did offers. He said we can build it a lot cheaper, so I pivoted and we built that. That's what we're in the process of building right now. There's actually a whole big drama with building it and getting it to market and vetting the offer so people get money. That's a free download. People can just make money. They just got to buy into it if we vet them right. So that one's different. So I never got to the point where I had to sell to customers. If so, I would have hired a sales team. That's my bread and butter. I want to do that. I want to get to that point. Bread earners, we need buy-in and stuff. So it's a little bit different of a model. But yeah, if you are, what I would do is you're the first salesman. This is for any business. You're the first salesman. You perfect the system, go through part on you, get some training, practice it on friends and family. And then once you get it down and you start closing people because it's your business and your software, then I would start hiring people as soon as you're good. I'd hire one person that's good. And then when they're good, they can train somebody else. So that's kind of how you do it. But you gotta start, like any business I started, I had to go out there and sell it myself when I had a photography business or anything like that. So you got to focus on that first. Once you get that done, then go forward. And that'll really help anywhere you go. What's your software?
Well, we actually build customized software. I'm a software developer. So they come to us and then we build software for them. So I
can hire you. I just fired one of my guys, so I'll hire you then. We had him part-time because of everything. It's a long, you can see it on there. He threatened to, he grabbed the software and delete the code and held it for like 10 grand ransom or 2.6. It's a long story. It'll be on the YouTube channel. I need to get into it now, but yeah, it makes, I love my life, man. Mod's like, what are you doing, man? I was like, I love this, man. It was cool. I had a come to Jesus moment with him, so it was good. He hates me, but you can't do that and work for me. He's actually still helping us out a little bit, which is just the whole, but he's not going to work with us full time. We were hoping he'd be full time, but can't do that and work with us full time. He's got to finish some stuff he started though. It's a true story. That's the software business. If everybody wants to get into it, I love it, but you're crazy at the same time.
Thank you, Jeff.
You got it. Where are you from, by the way? Tanga.
I'm from California, but I live in Fort Lauderdale now. Well, actually Pembroke Pines, Florida now.
Oh, then you're too pricey for me. I know software makes it. I could make more money probably just writing code for little software, but I like the business aspect of it, So
yeah, we can talk offline.
Yeah, I'll have some. Everybody, here's the thing. Anybody in here who wants like a coaching session, because you're all TEDx Mind, the reason why I started charging is because I started wasting my time and then people wouldn't show up or anything like that. And just, Peter said this before. I asked someone, well, what is it worth to you? And this kid, John Jasniak, who said, hey, well, what you've offered, I had Ty Lopez code. You offered more knowledge than $250. And that's how that all started. And now it's starting to webinar and working everything and taking all the knowledge in there. But yeah, I'm more about making people money than really making money. I do think I always leave it as even a free session. Hey, if you want to do anything, do a testimony of how it was, give me feedback, and you can, here's my Venmo. You can send me a Venmo. What do you think it was worth to you? So I'm kind of 250 is like the threshold mark I'm at, but I don't hold to that because I'm about making you guys money. That's where I get happy.
That's awesome, man. So, and just to kind of reiterate, the best way to reach you is, I see here, Jeff the Entrepreneur. Is this through Instagram or what is this?
Yeah, Instagram's the best way. Just to DM me, and then you'll see the link tree. I finally set it up. I remember thinking, no, when I'm in demand, I'll set up a link tree. I don't need one. I'm not that guy yet, And I'm still not even that guy, and now I need one. So I have all the stuff in there. I have to sign up for the webinar in there. I have my YouTube channel, my Make More Money podcast. I love any reviews, so I can start, putting you guys on it. Get Troy on and Tony and Peter and everybody. We'll squeeze you all in there. All give back value. So, because at the end of the day, guys, we all know money's important. It's all about making more money so we can make a difference. And once you produce the value that you're worth, people will pay for it. I'm living proof. So if I'm living proof, anybody can do it, and that's kind of what the mission is and what I do in there. So
that's what's up, man. Well, listen, so I guess it's 9:30. We're gonna go and wrap it up, man.
But back to work too. I'm posting the YouTube video soon. I just got it back from my editor, so you guys I'll put it in the chat when it's up.
That's what's up, dude. So a lot of fantastic information, man. I cannot thank you enough for joining us today. It was awesome, hearing you, getting to know more about what you do, and giving us some golden nuggets and some valuable insight into different things. So that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, again for joining us tonight. It's been a fantastic session. We will try to have this uploaded soon. That's up to Mr. Peter. Wink, wink. So thank you again, guys. Thank you for Jeff and everybody.
Thank you so much. You guys are all awesome.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Thank you. Have a
Yes.
good night, and let's keep making this group valuable. Okay.
Yeah, man, you did it, man. You do it.
Everybody.
We gotta have